Time to introduce tonight's starting goaltenders, and we begin in the net to our left. It is 30-year-old Anton Forsberg. You see his numbers from last year. He had 25 starts, second of a 3-year deal for Forsberg. He was a Calder Cup champion with Lake Erie back in 2016. Connor Hellebuck figures to go the distance tonight, and 4 shutouts in each of the last 3 seasons for Connor Hellebuck.
Well, we got the big boys in the lineup tonight, and Gabriel Vilardi, one of the 3 components that came over from the LA Kings. I thought he showed extremely well in his first couple of games with the Jets in preseason, and the big thing is how he hangs on to the puck. He's got an excellent shot, but his vision, I think he's going to be a great fit alongside Scheifele and Kyle Connor. And there's Brady Tkachuk, the captain of the Senators. He enjoyed a career year last year in virtually every category. He's looking forward to leading his club to the playoffs for the first time in 6 years.
Underway here from Canada Life Center. Of course, these 2 teams will play twice in the regular season, not until after Christmas, as it's cleared to center and reached for there by Claude Giroux, carried in by Stützle, who really broke out last year with a 90-point season. There's a sharp angle shot kicked away by Hellebuck, as Sanderson with the game's first shot, just his second year, 32 points as a rookie last year, and signed a big deal that will kick in next year. We get a whistle 30 seconds in.
Well, you want to work out all the kinks through preseason, and Rick Bowness had to deal with a few extras that he didn't maybe anticipate. There was a flu bug that went through the locker room, so he had to deal with some guys that were not feeling well. He's had some injuries, of course. Nikolai Ehlers still not back. He's getting closer. The sense is that he's very close. But Rick Bowness has got a chance to see a lot of different players, a lot of depth guys, push for some opportunities. And we mentioned Billy Heinola as one of them. David Gustafsson in the lineup as well, fighting for a regular spot.
And yes, you mentioned injuries and sickness. It's been a bit of a theme for the Jets in the preseason. Guys like Barron, Scheifele, Connor, Vilardi, all sick, and other players banged up. The pass ahead for Iafallo. He redirects it in. Chychrun, 12 games with the Senators last year after coming over from the Coyotes. The Jets keep it in, but it does go off the skate of Niederreiter and back to Dylan Sandberg, paired with fellow Hermantown, Minnesotan Neil Pionk. They head to the bench after the puck gets dumped in, and there is Tarasenko with it. He has 1 goal in 3 preseason games now. 31 years old. Shabbat elects to loft that ahead, glove down by Appleton, and the Jets will come right back in. Appleton took it from Barron. He'll ease that low. Shabbat right on top of Morgan Barron. Forechecking is Appleton, and a smart play by Kubalik to work it over to Shabbat. Kubalik came over in the Alex DeBrincat trade from Detroit, where he scored 20 goals last year. There is Billy Heinola ahead for Dylan. Barron, little delay, and that opens things up for Appleton. Lowry was out front, but Appleton couldn't catch up. There's a drive, a wild one by Barron as he slings that off the mark. 2 shots to none in the early going here for the Senators. Again, their 7th of 8 preseason games. They will play against Montreal on Saturday, and this is it for the Jets. Their next game, opening night on the 11th in Calgary. A little forecheck from Mark Kastelik. He wears 12 in white. Nemesnikov with some skating room to Gustafsson, playing the wing tonight. 4th line out there for Winnipeg. Morrissey thought about pinching, but smartly backs off. Kastelik, did he get it out? He did. Morrissey is on it again. Told me yesterday I guess it was, I really only need 2 games. That would be ideal for me for a preseason. He said it does tend to get long by this point. We've been here for about 6 weeks before camp even started, but he's raring to go, and he's got the puck now. Dylan DeMello lifts that into the zone. Shabbat back for it. 25 minutes per game last year, seemingly always on the ice for Ottawa. And there is the captain, Tkachuk. Pionk loses his stick. Hellebuck with the short pass, but Pionk can't play it. Stützle back to the point. Chychrun to Shabbat. His heavy pass. There's a chance, and Stützle blistered that one wide off a touch pass. Watch out, as Pionk had to be careful he didn't volley that into his own net.
Oh, what a fancy little leave from Claude Giroux. This top line with Stützle, Tkachuk, and Giroux all had career years in some form or another last year. And watch this little pass from Stützle. It goes D-to-D, and watch the little leave pass from Giroux right there. He taps it into a one-timer situation, and a shot on net. Connor Hellebuck comes up large and is able to sponge the rebound as well. But that's a nice little leave pass for a hard shot.
You mentioned Giroux, 1,100 games played, right on the dot, 1,002 points. He had a big year last year too with 79 points. And an icing, says linesman Devin Berg.
Well, a team that is on the rise and a team that has certainly grown together. DJ Smith now in his 5th season as the head coach of this Senators team. You talk about the core, the guys like Tkachuk and Stützle and Chabot on the back end. They've all grown together. They've had growing pains together. No different than their head coach, but they get the sense that this is the year that they have to make the playoffs. It's now or never, I think, for this coaching staff. Pierre Dorion in his 7th season as the general manager of this club. They've built for this year. They've built for this moment. They seem like they're on the cusp.
Yeah, a lot of buzz around the Senators. New owner Michael Landlauer. Chabot's pass off the stick of Stützle. Centering feed. Tkachuk is tied up. Morrissey was right there, and it's pounced on by Hellebuyck.
Well, goals against were down severely last year under the leadership of Rick Bowness, and special attention is paid. Of course, the goaltender Connor Hellebuyck has a lot to do with that, but it's the second chances that you give up, or maybe you don't give up. Look at the attention around the crease area. 4 blue jerseys versus 2 white ones. A big body in Brady Tkachuk, but he doesn't have a very clean look, and he's most certainly not going to get a second hack at that. Good attention to detail defensively from the men in blue.
Ridley Gregg going up against Nino Niederreiter, who comes in to take the draw. Gregg, the former captain of the Brandon Wheat Kings, and last year played 20 games with Ottawa, 9 points. 28 pick back in 2020 as the Jets bring it up ice quickly. Chabot, Matthew Joseph releases, but Iafallo wins the race to the puck. It's going to be fun to watch him this year. He's a very versatile player, Alex Iafallo. Tarasenko can't knock it down, but it did get out. Pionk unable to keep that puck in, and it's offside.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dan. He's so versatile. Iafallo, pardon me, is he played on the top line for a couple of years in LA with Kopitar. A couple of years ago, he averaged just under 20 minutes of ice time. He's a regular over the boards on the power play, over the boards as well on the penalty kill. There's no situation that Alex can't play in. And right now, he's playing up on that second line with Perfetti. I think his regular minutes will be with Lowry on the third line, but I think we're going to see him used in a lot of different scenarios, and that is a weapon to have when you have that type of versatile player.
And he had 7 power play goals last year, and best news for Connor Hellebuyck, he likes to fish, so they've already been out fishing together during training camp. As the first ever coach of the Ottawa Senators, Rick Bowness, looks on. There's Iafallo.
I walked here with Iafallo today to the game, and I asked him, how's it been so far? And he said, it's been outstanding. And I said, wow, that's great coming from LA. It's got to be a big change. And he said, I absolutely love it here. And then he pulled his phone out and started to show me some pictures of the catfish and the sturgeon he was catching in the Red River. He's loving it. He's got great friends here, and it suits his lifestyle. He's an outdoors guy, so he's really here, happy at home.
Pass for Sandberg. He's in flight. Dylan Sandberg with 3 Senators back. Chips it to the boards. Looks around. Takes a bump from Travis Hamonic, who's from St. Malo, Manitoba, about a half an hour from here in Winnipeg. Grabbed by Perfetti. Spins. He's so good and tight like that. Perfetti back to the line. Niederreiter is there. Walks up. Shoots it right on goal. And Forsberg, with a battle in front of him, is able to freeze the play.
It's so important as a group of 5 to be interchangeable, particularly in the offensive zone where you have creativity. One D-man jumps up in the play and a forward has to cover for him. In this case, it's Sandberg, and he stays in the fight. 3 guys all around it. Watch how Cole Perfetti recognizes the puck is stopped, and he's off the hip of Sandberg. No surprise he gets the puck, and ultimately the shot is going to come from the D-man, who's actually a forward. That's Nino Niederreiter. And so you see a space, you fill it, you see an opportunity, you take it, and that's a really nice job, a 5-man attack offensively.
Sanderson, brilliant skater, is able to ease that off the glass and down. A little backspin on it. Heinola, watch out, he had a man who had him lined up there. Who's Smekel, Yuri Smekel, the first year in North America, former Moose Jaw Warrior and Kamloops Blazer, wears 13 for Ottawa. Sanderson goes back for it. Played his college hockey just down the road at University of North Dakota. And the Jets completing a change 5 minutes into this one. Sanderson in no hurry. Lowry with an eye on him. Zub releases and takes that pass. Signed for the next 4 years. Never drafted. Artem Zub. Brendan Dillon eases that around. Comes slowly to Nemesnikov. Now Kupari. Outlets to Heinola. He'll drill that in and head to the bench as Forsberg will tee it up. Chikrin took the pass, headman feed, backhanded. Kubalik knocked it down. Collected there by Morrissey. Good checking. Kubalik all over him. Gustafsson is back to help. Pass for Kupari. Morrissey, DeMello. that does get through, and Gustafsson able to ease that in. Gustafsson with 3 goals in the preseason. He has 1 regular season goal in 74 games. Talked to him today. I said, does that help the confidence? He said, it absolutely does. He said, we all want to score goals, and I know the preseason goals, but it made me feel a lot better.
You know what stands out for me with that, Dan, is he hasn't gone out of structure to do it. He's had 5 shots on net, scored 3 times. So I think he's just more ready. When the opportunities come, he's ready to bear down. He hasn't evacuated who he really is, and that's a defensive specialist.
Good steal there by Gabriel Vilardi. He's in flight and on it. Over the line, Vilardi shoots it, and that goes off the stick of Sanderson and flies out. 6 minutes, 19 seconds in, no score between the Jets and the Senators. Ottawa comes to town. Ryan Bowness is on the left of your screen, assistant general manager with the Senators, and of course the son of Rick Bowness, who's having a chat with Alex Iafallo right now. Big for Ryan last week. The Senators went to Nova Scotia. They played in Sydney, Cape Breton. They played in Halifax, and Ryan used to play with the St. Mary's Huskies in Halifax way back when, but it's always cool for those two to get together. Lots for Rick to be proud of, that's for sure. Play back underway here at Canada Life Center. Kachuk. Shifley had designs on that loose puck, but he wasn't able to grab it. Just his second preseason game. 2 men went right for him. Stutzle bumped by Vilardi, and Connor has it. And Shifley unable to grab that one. Neither team able to secure the puck for very long. Stutzle curling. Back to the point. Time for Zub. Makes a good feed. Sanderson right in. A sharp angle shot. He tried to go blocker side. Hellebuck made the save. Stutzle. Shifley gets there defensively. Vilardi. Now Dylan DeMello, the former Senator, shoves that one into the zone. Shots 4-1 Ottawa. Strong skating here by Brandstrom, the former Golden Knights first-round pick. Centering pass, Niederreiter right to his stick. He elects to loft it forward. Iafallo looking to catch up to it. Brandstrom with the turn. Outlet pass, but it gets through. And the pass just out of the reach of Niederreiter from Pionk. Hamannik behind the goal. Brandstrom with Iafallo coming in the forecheck. 2 Senators on the attack. Joseph with the puck. Threw it toward the front of the net. Greg went into the blue ice. The Jets get it back with Niederreiter. His cross-ice feed to Iafallo at the logo. Flips that in. Shabbat, 41 points last year in 68 games. The 18th overall pick in 2015. Pass off a stick, floats down to Hellebuck. He'll tee it up for Brendan Dillon. Little pressure from Kastelik. Lowry back there too. Barron knew that bump was coming. And Schmeichel was right there. Yuri Schmeichel working hard, centering pass. That skips around a little bit. Back to the blue line. Chychrun for Ottawa. Stop and go move. Kastelik bangs it behind the goal. This is a good 4th line shift for the Senators. Thomas Chabot through a crowd. He hit the goal post. Not sure that Hellebuck saw that one. Lots of bodies in front of him. Now Kelly looking for it, the former PA Raider. He'll go to the front of the net. Schmeichel with it. Dillon, as the Jets trying to bend but not break. Brendan Dillon following. Kelly. Appleton bumped his man. Finally, the Jets grab it. We're going to have a penalty on the play with 11:21 to go in the first.
Yeah, the Senators' 4th line caught the Jets without a stick. It was Brendan Dillon that lost his stick, and they isolated his corner. Just weren't willing to let him off the hook, and now you're chasing the game here a little bit. It's Billy Heinola holding court net front, but he's going to get the stick up high on the much bigger Kastelik right there. There's the cross-check, a little too high, and as the line tires, they take a penalty at the end of that shift. And here's Jake Sanderson, the first rounder in 2020, up in the play. The defenseman with 34 points last year has a great chance. And then in the same shift, it's Chabot that rings one off the bell. First power play of the game for the Senators.
Last year, Ottawa, the 8th best power play in the league at 23.5%. Jets a good penalty kill last season, 82.6%, 7th in the NHL. So Heinola in the box. A little bit of work being done there. That's Parker Kelly. Kelly last year 55 games for Ottawa. So Giroux against Gustafsson. Gustafsson and Kapari to start up front on the kill, and Pionk and Sandberg are the defensemen. Stutzle, Giroux, Kachuk, and The last couple of years, Kevin, you've looked at this Ottawa lineup and thought they could really do some damage on the power play. So many weapons. Again, Matherson's not playing tonight. Norris or Shane Pinto, who's yet to sign, but there's a lot of options for Ottawa.
72 power play goals last year. That was second most in all of the NHL. They were 8th overall, but they score a lot with the extra man, no doubt.
Little overskate there by Kubalik. With 7 of his 20 goals in the power play last year. Shabbat bothered by Kupari. And now Claude Giroux, 34 years old now. He'll hand it off. Stützle weaving. Brady Tkachuk gets it back for Stützle at the goal line. He'll spin it back to Shabbat. Kubalik open at the other side. That skipped away from Stützle. Pionk under a little bit of pressure. Tkachuk so adept in those situations along the boards, behind the net, in the corners. And the Senators win the battle for the puck, but it's picked up and drilled down by Kupari.
That's excellent anticipation from Dylan Sandberg as he reads the lane, the only lane there is, and he gets his stick into it last minute and is able to disrupt that cross-ice pass.
Sanderson, he'll leave it. Now Tarasenko. Whipped around by Josh Bailey on a PTO with Ottawa, trying to make the Senators, after over 1,000 games as a New York Islander. He just turned 34 years old. He wears number 16. It goes off his stick. Chance for Brendan Dillon. He'll rip it around the glass, and it goes out of the zone.
Yeah, imagine spending 15 years in the National League on one team. That's what Josh Bailey did, and now he finds himself in a player tryout situation.
With 25 points in 64 games last year, Chychrun snaps that around. So far, so good on the kill for the Jets. 20 seconds left in the Heinola penalty. And collected by Nemesnikov. He'll move ahead with it. Chychrun chasing. Sanderson back. Nemesnikov killing a little bit more time as it goes in behind the goal. Now Kubalik. Former Hawk for 3 years and a Red Wing last year, as we mentioned earlier. Pionk takes the puck. No shots on that power play for Ottawa. So the Jets complete a change. Way at the Ottawa line is Velarde. He'll ease his way back to the red line. The pass to Connor. Knifes his way into the zone. Just the one preseason game for number 81 for Winnipeg. Behind the net, Scheifele. Puck skipped on him a little bit, but he corrals it. Scheifele being followed by Rourke Chartier. The pass got away from Connor. Now collected by Kubalik. Again, Winnipeg with just the one shot on goal so far. Pionk bumped by Joseph. Connor. Scheifele will turn. Short pass from Morrissey. Jets just haven't been bang on with their passing execution for the most part yet. Morrissey to the line. He'll leave it. Scheifele gives it back. Dish to the corner from Niederreiter. Hacked at there by Tkachuk. And that pass picked up by Zub. He'll snap that off the boards, and it gets to Claude Giroux to the blue line, and over comes Brady Tkachuk. Twisting to the dot. Tkachuk sends it behind the goal. Stützle sets it up. Giroux with a drive, and he missed the net. Well, he was in prime location right there, but missed the goal. Swept at by Stützle. Puck comes loose. Set up for Tkachuk. He fanned on it. Now Shabbat, the defenseman, in deep. Towards the corner. Knocked away by Dillon. Good play by the Jets veteran. And this Ottawa offense has looked more and more dangerous as the period's gone. Right back in comes Stützle after a long pass. Hauled down by Sandberg. Ottawa changing. Perfetti trying to grab that puck. Played it neatly toward the blue line. Back for it is Kelly. Now Sanderson with 7.5 to go in period one. Dan Robertson, Kevin Sawyer, John Lou with you tonight. Sanderson sends it around. Schmeichel under a little bit of pressure there from Iafallo. Kastelik crashing as well. Puck spits loose, and Mason Appleton had a lot of injury troubles last year to number 22. That takes a crazy hop off a stanchion. Jets get to the puck. Dylan Sandberg sets it up. Time for DeMello. Low shot, and that changed direction, went wide. Sandberg, back pass. Perfetti turns, tipped on goal, rebound, and a swing, and mostly a miss there by Appleton, as he could not connect with that fluttering puck. Chychrun will hang on as both teams change. Greg, he gets on the move as the puck flies into the Jet zone. Hellebuck leaves it for Brendan Dillon. Trying to turn away from the forecheck and Matthew Joseph. The Jets use the far side. Lowry to Heinola in motion. Gives it to Dillon. Scoops it back in. Ville Heinola continues on. Brandstrom is down there. So is Joseph, who makes a smart pass. And away comes Ridley Gregg. Gregg with a back-checking Lowry to deal with. Sets it up. Tarasenko through the skates of Travis Hamonic. We've seen the defenseman for Ottawa get up on the play. And Ville Heinola has been injured. That's the reason for the whistle. Not a good scene for Ville Heinola as Brandstrom checks on him, and we'll check on him when we come back. No score here in Winnipeg. You're watching the Jets and the Senators on TSN. Ville Heinola walking gingerly down the tunnel, as you see, and we'll show you what happened. And it's not a nice thing to see for a kid who's had such a strong camp. Pretty bad situation for him, it looks like.
Yeah, pay attention to that left ankle as he goes down. Boy, that hurts just watching, and this is just devastating for Ville and for the Jets. He's had an outstanding training camp and preseason. He had an outstanding shift. He was all over the place defensively. He navigated all the way up the ice, only to crawl off of the ice as he's got that left ankle injury. Tough to see. He was making such a good case for himself. Well, hopefully he'll be able to recover from that quickly.
You can tell Eric Brandstrom mentioned it as it happened. He probably heard Heinola yell and came back to sort of see how he was. So the Jets down a defenseman. It's been a tough camp for them, as we touched on earlier, with injuries and sickness. There's a little touch pass there by Connor. Almost stolen away by Velarde. Rick Bowness really likes Velarde's reach and how he uses it. Almost used it to his advantage there. Connor forcing the issue at center. Shot in by Tkachuk. Morrissey will pick it up. DeMello. Chychrun was aggressively there to tie up Connor, and it is icing against Winnipeg.
I'm really interested to see how this Velarde trio with Connor and Scheifele develops. He's got so many skills, and the reach is one of them, like you mentioned, Dan, for sure. He pickpockets there. He's really good on the wall. So when you have a long reach, you just demand a bigger perimeter. You're going to get more space and more time from players, and that's going to give him more space to make plays. And he's got two pretty good line mates to make plays too, in Connor and Scheifele. I think it's a match made in heaven where nobody's the same, but they all fit together nearly perfectly so far.
Velarde, 23 goals in 63 games with the Kings last year. Scheifele forechecking, and Velarde, yes, he kept it in at the line. Sets it up for Dylan Sandberg, shoots it, looking for the redirect. Scheifele right in front, couldn't get a stick on it. Connor, his momentum took him out of the zone, so they'll have to reset. The offensive flurries for the Jets have been few and far between so far in the opening 15. Both teams changing. Sandberg, Gustafsson, and Nemesnikov trying to forge his way past Brandstrom. Smart back check there by Mark Kastelik. He had 102 minutes of penalties in 66 games last year. His dad Ed was a tough customer as well. He played mostly for the Coyotes. Sandberg tries to get up in time. It's chopped back to the blue line. Hamonic. Brandstrom took it off the boards. Can play it behind the net. That backhand pass finds its way to Nemesnikov. For Gustafsson, Kupari is up on the rush with him. David Gustafsson. Rasmus Kupari right on goal and held by Anton Forsberg. The third shot of the first period for Winnipeg. No score yet here at Canada Life Centre.
Jets 50-50 tickets. All proceeds in support of the True North Youth Foundation. Buy your 50-50 tickets now at winnipegjets.com/5050.
Win! Jets win!
Yeah, there you go. Two Senators fans. Well, we'll say three Jets fans. There's a youngster in back. Yet to see any goals here in this first period of play so far. In the final preseason game for the Jets. One more after this for Ottawa. They've been busy. Iafallo, low shot. Dillon takes the carom. Pounds that down. That goes off the stick of Niederreiter and goes out of play. So 4:21 left in the first period of play. This Jets team just losing Ville Heinola. You'd have to think there's no way he'll come back after landing with all that weight on his left ankle. Perfetti, Niederreiter, and Iafallo out against the Gregg line for the Senators, who control off the draw. Chychrun now, 16th pick back in 2016. Brennan Dillon. Greg hoisted in. The Senators will have to tag up. Dillon, 32 years old. He's the oldest Winnipeg Jet. Talked to him earlier in camp. He said, I still feel like a kid. I'm not sure when 32 got old. Just comparatively speaking, I suppose. Dillon around on the backhand to Niederreiter. Perfetti has to slow to get it. Tried to return the puck. Worked right back in by Claude Giroux. Hellebuck's been out to play it a lot in this period. Pass for Iafallo. Way in the far side is Niederreiter. Can he stay on side? He does. Right in, Niederreiter! And that shot denied. Is it in? Turning is Forsberg, and he finds it on a wild play that ends up with a near miss by the Jets.
What a fantastic lob pass through the neutral zone. This is velocity and timing meeting, and this is a good job. Iafallo lobs this one over to a lane, and he gets the bounce he's hoping for. Niederreiter tries to outweight Forsberg and almost does. Forsberg with the reach around behind the back to keep it from trickling into the goal. As an outstanding vision pass through the neutral zone from Iafallo. The Jets that close to scoring the first goal of this contest.
Forsberg, one of 7 goaltenders to appear in a game last year for the Senators since 2017-2018, as that shot goes on from Morrissey. The Senators have used 16 goaltenders. Only the Blackhawks with 17 have used more. And during that time, since 17-18, the Jets have used only 6 goalies. That's tied for the fewest in the NHL. And there is Joonas Korpisalo signed the 5-year deal after he was traded from Columbus to LA this past season. And he'll certainly be under the microscope in Ottawa. Kachuk's pass makes its way in behind the goal. Morrissey to DeMello. Turning is Appleton. He looked to redirect it. He can't get it over the line. And a breakaway pass. Claude Giroux alone to the backhand. Scores! What a move by Giroux. And the Senators strike first. It's 1-0.
Well, coaches talk all the time about making sure you're clean with your breakouts. That leads to speed. So a headman pass from DeMello, but he catches Appleton a little bit flat-footed. He bobbles the puck. Look how quickly Tkachuk comes in to recover that loose puck. And Giroux read the play the entire time. He stays low and slow on the wide side, and it receives the puck. Look at that backhand, forehand. He opens the net right up for the game's first goal. The 35-year-old scored 35 times for a career high last season. He's got the first one tonight.
Yes, you're right. I said 34 a little earlier. He is 35, but not slowing. And you talk about the numbers he had last season. That's his second preseason goal, and a beauty for sure. Claude Giroux. Velarde puts it off the boards. Tkachuk will pick up an assist on that play. Sanderson as well. Sandberg overtaken on the play. Parker Kelly chips it back. Chabot fires it. He drifted that one wide of the goal. Sandberg. Kelly finishes a strong check on him. Now Shifley hauls it to the line, and the Jets will have their first power play of the night.
Well, it's going to be a tripping call to Parker Kelly, and talk about how important the neutral zone is. Last shift, the Jets aren't able to cleanly stab the puck and a goal against, and this time they have full command. Shifley protects it and invites the stick into his skates. Now the Jets, after giving up the game's first goal, go to the power play. It's their first of the night.
19.3% last year were the Jets, 23rd best in the league. The Senators' penalty kill, 80.1%. The Jets could use a little positive momentum. It's been a very strong first period for Ottawa. Shifley, Iafallo, Connor, Velarde, and Morrissey on the first unit right now. Another false start. Will we see Iafallo to the front of the net, Kevin, or is that where Velarde will go to?
Yeah, that's Velarde's spot for sure. Iafallo is going to be in the mid-ice. He's going to be that bumper guy, and he'll retrieve pucks just like he does there off that face-off win.
Shoved it back to Morrissey. Now Shifley. Morrissey to Connor in his familiar spot on that power play. Morrissey, low shot, and that's kicked away by Forsberg. He changed direction. With a quick pass, fine touch pass, Iafallo. Shot blocked by Sanderson. Connor chased by Chartier. Now it is Shifley waiting with it. Forcing him was Hamonic, but Shifley rolled off the check. Got it back to Iafallo. Stick was lifted. 3-on-1 shorthanded for Ottawa. Chartier makes a poor pass, though, so it breaks down. And it does come to Morrissey. Jets almost got caught in a bad spot there. Quickly up ice comes Mark Shifley. Glides in over the line as they look to get set up. Through for Morrissey. Connor. Iafallo. Velarde is indeed in front of that goal. Connor. Brandstrom poked it away. Connor. Now he's in a battle. Zub comes over to help. Brandstrom ties his man up, and it'll be Zub carrying it out of the zone and wrists it down the ice. Wholesale change for both teams now. Pionk to Kupari. Little flip pass batted away by Giroux and carried up by Stützle. Third pick of the 2020 draft, 2 slots ahead of Sanderson. Now Nemesnikov with under a minute to go in the opening period. Danilo Niederreiter, his pass played down there by Pionk. Perfetti, Niederreiter into tight wrap around attempt. It bounces to the slot. Pionk had to back off. Jets almost with a great chance, and Stützle dove past Pionk, avoiding a hit. That drew some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Half a minute to go. Perfetti weaves his way in, leaves it for Niederreiter. Back pass to Pionk. He'll adjust. Off the boards, Niederreiter at the side of the net. Kupari looking for Perfetti, but that was red. The penalty is over. No shots on that power play for Winnipeg. As Kupari made the pass, there's going to be a penalty against the Senators. And Morrissey, that backpedal, the pass off the stick of Tarasenko, and we get the whistle.
Neil Pionk all over the ice offensively with a beautiful spin no-look pass that set up a near goal, a tying goal.
71 for Ottawa has a minor penalty for tripping.
The Jets don't cash in, but they do cash in on their second power play of this game. Just as their first one expired, it's Rasmus Kupari up, pickpocket. He gets the puck and invites the stick into his feet. So 2 back-to-back tripping calls against the Senators.
So the Jets right back to the power play. That'll carry over into the second period unless they can score in the final 3 seconds. They will not. So Giroux gets the only goal of the first. What did you think of the opening 20, Kevin?
Yeah, the Senators are a team that's built on speed, and so are the Jets. But the faster team in that first 20 minutes was the Senators. They can really buzz if you give them opportunity to skate, or if you're not clean with the puck. They can counter quickly. They did that exact thing, a Kachuk pass to Claude Giroux to get the game's first goal, and that's where we stand after 20. Senators up by 1.
Well, Kevin mentions Claude Giroux, and he will be a guest of John Liu when we come back with some first intermission content for you. Giroux from Kachuk at 16:58, the only goal of this period. Stay with us. You're watching the Jets and the Senators on TSN. Claude Giroux, the second of the preseason. Brady Kachuk gets an assist, and then Jake Sanderson eventually had one added on. You see the shots. Senators had only 1 shot in the last 12 minutes of the period. It was the goal by Claude Giroux. We start the second period with a clean sheet of ice. Minute and 52 seconds left on the Ridley Gregg penalty as he cools his heels in the box. We did get official word that Ville Heinola is finished for the night after injuring his left ankle. It looked like a lower body injury is what they say officially. Away we go in period 2. Puck goes skyward, and Iafallo and the Jets are offside.
Whether penalty killing or 5-on-5, the gap that the Senators set makes it extremely difficult to play fast against them. They're really, really stingy at their own blue line. Look at the way they stacked 4. They have really active sticks, and they seem to be very organized. You look at the Giroux goal, it was because of a good gap where they were able to exchange the puck and create a turnover because of a really good gap at their own blue line.
Connor to Shifley. Gets over the line. Iafallo, a little fake drop pass it looked like there. Bought him some room and space, time as it's off the stick of Connor and out of the zone with 40 seconds gone on the penalty to Gregg. Now Connor will kick it into gear. Connor last year with 31 goals. Iafallo being pressured by Hamonic. Velarde, the Kingston, Ontario native, up top for Morrissey. Connor, a fake. Stutzler right on him. Cross-ice pass. Here's Velarde in tight. He tried to feed it through to Iafallo. Originally set up by Scheifele. Morrissey with a hot shot. No rebound off the Forsberg save.
Well, it's something consistent for the Senators, that gap and the way that they stack 3 or 4 guys. And the way to beat it, well, you have to be quick and you can't hang on to the puck. So you draw 3 guys to you. Kyle Connor does that. And then he kicks it wide. Not much time. You can see how quickly they collapse on Alex Iafallo, but it's enough to unlock the door to the offensive zone. A good execution from number 81.
And I would think as camp goes on, Kevin, after tonight's final preseason game, power play would get a little more work, would it not, as they get closer to the season opener?
Absolutely. Those details now, they'll practice them daily, and they're going to have their regular groups practicing those. Those are the details that usually come last, quite frankly, through training camp and preseason. You just don't have all the bodies to work regularly. So you're right. The special teams, particularly the power play, will get better for all teams.
Perfetti to Kapari as he works his way over the line. Nemesnikov had a bit of an opening to skate to the slot. Elected to feed it. Neil Pionk for Vlad Nemesnikov. And back. Shot through a crowd. Kapari rescues the puck. Pushed back to Pionk. Open at the other side is Nemesnikov. Perfetti turns. That's Niederreiter, not Nemesnikov. That shot goes off Zub and out with 14 left in the Greg penalty.
Well, one of the bigger storylines for me with this Jets group is the depth on their forward group. They're maybe not as blessed with as much skill as they've had without Wheeler or Dubois, but boy, they're really balanced. And this is some of the depth players on the second power play unit. Nemesnikov makes a really good play to free the puck up to Pionk. Perfetti, well, we know the skill and vision that he has. Niederreiter, and on you go. They command the play, and it's a nice job.
Morrissey, right on goal, kind of shrugged his shoulders after that one. Right in the logo of Forsberg off the face-off. There is Anton Forsberg. Third game of the preseason for him. Shabbat shoves it to Chikrin. A short pass, and Stutzler works that out to the center ice logo. The penalty to Greg is over. 2 shots that time of the power play for the Jets. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Dylan DeMello. Morrissey took his speed. Velarde is up there too. Greg, his eyes widened for a half a second, you would think, as the puck flew by him. He would have had a breakaway. Chikrin eases that one back into the zone. Mentioned earlier, of course, these two teams, an Eastern team, a Western team, will play twice this season. January 20th in Ottawa, and here on the 30th of March. As Scheifele made a bank pass, there was nobody at the blue line. Stutzler flipped it through just out of the reach of Matthew Joseph. 100 points in 288 career games for Joseph, who's from Laval. And the Jets in transition. The pass for Velarde, poked away by Zub. And the other way in transition are the Ottawa Senators with Tkachuk. Couldn't hang on. Now Scheifele, who's fought it a little bit tonight, it seems. Again, just his second preseason game. Zub to center. Tkachuk turning. Following up Tarasenko. A poor pass behind him, but a bounce to Sanderson. Appleton, and the Jets reset with DeMello. DeMello in his 4th year of a 4-year deal. Number of key Jets with expiring contracts this year. Pionk waits for the forecheck of Tarasenko to go by. Now Lowry over the line. Poked away by Brandstrom, and it went right to the goal.
Well, one of the things you enjoy most at being at ice level is all the things that you hear, all the things you can't repeat. But Claude Giroux is so vocal. I find it refreshing and entertaining, but it's a form of leadership. He can't sit still. He's talking to the trainers. He's tweaking his blade. He's barking at players, telling them, you work so hard to get it, keep it. He's always almost like coaching. He's like a player coach. Always has something to say, and you need that when you have a young team. You got an older guy, and not just the vocal part, but he backs it up with his play. I mentioned earlier with the 35 goals last year, you can get it done between the whistles and after the whistles too.
Kubalik goes after it, punched right back in by Dylan Samberg. He was singled out today by Rick Bowness, saying he's having a good camp. Said earlier in training camp, Bowness said, I want to see Samberg shoot the puck more this year. Kubalik has Chartier up with him, but he gave it away to DeMello. That bouncing puck poked at by Lowry. DeMello flips it through. Room for Appleton. Net drive by Lowry. Appleton looked for Lowry. Following up is Morgan Barron. Twisting in the corner. Barron to the blue line. DeMello. Pionk now wrists it after faking the slap shot. Tipped just wide by Appleton. And the outlet pass for Chartier. Former San Jose pick. 6 games last year. 19 in his NHL career. Just over 4 minutes into this second period of play. Gustafsson to Kupari. Looked to sling that to the front of the goal. It was cut off. Tarasenko poked it. Pionk is there. Gustafsson on the back check. Josh Morrissey for Neil Pionk. Drills that one in. Forsberg watches it go by. Kupari, former first-round pick of the Winnipeg Jets. This is his 4th preseason game. He had 15 points last year with the Kings. We drafted him in the first round, as mentioned. Long pass to center. Tip right ahead. Tarasenko on the move. He cuts. Tarasenko shoots. Stopped there by Hellebuck. Seen Tarasenko make that move many times.
I mentioned earlier, Dan, 6 foot, 225 pounds, and he's so good at protecting the puck in that slot area. He uses body to shield it, and then he uses his hands to let that wicked shot go.
Kastelik played it. Puck bounced to Chabot. He's under some pressure. Steered back to the blue line. Sandberg has to turn. His feed, rink wide. Brendan Dillon. Shot hits Chabot. Kick to the side. Iafallo. 2 Senators are on him. But there's going to be a holding penalty here. And it looks like the 3rd power play of the night for the Jets is coming.
Well, the Senators take 3 consecutive penalties. This one's going to be a holding call to Thomas Chabot. The Jets get an opportunity to get some reps here on the power play. Good evasive cutback from Alex Iafallo right there. Chabot's arguing, and you can maybe understand why as he gets his arm under the arm of Iafallo. Here's the play earlier where Tarasenko cuts cross grain, and he uses his body to free his hands, and then that's a tough one for any goaltender to track. As you're going left, you shoot right. Hellebuck comes up with a good save, and a shot from the newly acquired free agent Tarasenko. $5 million for 1 year with the Senators.
Pulled back by Chartier, clearing attempt. Velarde could not slow that. Morrissey, Scheifele, Velarde, Connor, and Iafallo on the power play, the 3rd of the evening for Winnipeg. Connor took it in stride, dished it for Iafallo. Good play to knock it away, and the Jets come back shorthanded. Chartier for Joseph. Matthew Joseph shoots it, a heavy shot, walking away by Hellebuck. Big bounce off of him and collected again by Connor. Didn't like what he saw, so he'll steer back. Winnipeg having a hard time getting coordinated on this man advantage.
Well, it's speed all over the place with the puck 5-on-5 and without the puck on the penalty kill. The Senators are dictating play. They had 9 shorthanded goals last year, and they got a couple chances in this game tonight shorthanded.
Iafallo, and the Jets look to get set up finally on this power play. It'll come around to Connor. Pressured by Parker Kelly. The Senators win that battle too, and it's lifted down by Stützle. Penalty half over to Thomas Chabot. Jets with some fresh legs on the ice. Morrissey will leave it. He'll get off. Cole Perfetti, great opportunity for him to start the season as the number 2 centerman. Gave it to Nemesnikov. Worked his way in. That pass was cut off. He fights to get it back. Held at the line by Pionk. Some room. Perfetti finding Nemesnikov. Good save by Forsberg. It may have rang off the iron. And another penalty coming up here to the Senators. So the Jets will have a 2-man advantage for a half a minute. They almost tied the game right there.
.26 for Ottawa has a minor penalty for interference.
What an opportunity for Cole Perfetti as he makes a little dish pass over to Nemesnikov, who cuts to the forehand and gets the shot off he wants, and the Jets draw another penalty, a 5-on-3 power play to boot. Nice vision from number 91 to Nemesnikov, and the Jets are looking dangerous here, desperately trying to tie this one.
Nemesnikov did indeed put it off the iron. So a big face-off coming up here for Winnipeg. Giroux, who's a master at it against Scheifele. It's the first unit back on the ice. We'll see who comes up with the puck. The scramble for it. It's under Giroux, and the Jets come away with it. Connor trying to keep it away from Giroux. Josh Morrissey steps up, shoots it, kick save, rebound in front, and Velarde floats it to the glove. Forsberg can't squeeze it yet. Puck still up for grabs. Hamonic against Scheifele. Good work by Scheifele to get a stick on that puck. Morrissey toward the front. That was cut off by Sanderson. He'll take off. He gets it from Giroux. Sanderson just ripped that wide on the backhand. And Stützle places it behind the goal, and we're back to a 5-on-4 situation for the Jets again. One shot on that 5-on-3. In they come. Scheifele drags it, hammers it. Stopped and held by Forsberg.
Face-offs always so important on the power play. Jets have done a good job in that department, and they are able to win this one. So it's a DDD pass and an absolute BB from Morrissey. There's the big body, Velarde. He gets the shot off. Forsberg makes an even better save. And then look at the anticipation from Jake Sanderson right there. He gets in the shot lane, knocks it down, and now quickly he transitions. The D-man turns forward, blocks the shot, and then takes the shot at the other end.
This time it's Chartier and Kupari on the face-off. It's clipped back to Zub, the 28-year-old. Sends it down. Randstrom is in the penalty box. Ottawa took the game's first penalty, and then it was 4 straight power plays for Winnipeg. Great pass to Kupari, and alone he sets it up, and it's off the side of the goal. Perfetti could not finish. Kupari point blank made that extra pass, and reaching up and grabbing it is Anton Forsberg.
What a fantastic entry up the middle of the ice, and not very often do you see the Jets enter the zone cleanly with possession against this stingy defense from Ottawa. But there's the 2-on-0, or 2-on-2, pardon me. It's Rasmus Kupari with Cole Perfetti. Back and forth they go, and they are able to navigate right to the blue paint, and that close from tying it. We're down to a 5-on-4 on the power play.
Puck went off Chychrun at the last second to stay out. Vladimir Mesnikov. Kupari. He's being forced on the play, and it's snapped all the way down. Pionk will go back to get it. Jets unable to solve Forsberg as of yet. Pionk for Perfetti. Kupari has terrific speed, using a bit of it right there to help get the puck in to Mesnikov. Stick handling. Worked it back. It does get through to Pionk. Return feed. Vladimir Mesnikov. He had a good chance earlier, being hounded there by Kastelik. Hamannik will take it. Shoot at the distance.
Oh, one little bobble with the puck, and it's gone 200 feet on the power play. The penalty kill is so aggressive from the Senators. A bobble, and you're regrouping 200.
Niederreiter stick handling. He lost the puck. So we'll see if the Senators can get momentum after killing another penalty. 2 shots on that man advantage for Winnipeg, but nothing to show for it. Turning is Morgan Barron. Pretty good feed to Appleton. The Mesnikov, the net driver, make that Lowry. He was tied up on the play, and Stützle is there. Backhands at the center and flipped into the Winnipeg bench. They've had many chances on the power play. Still no goals against Forsberg. 1-0 Ottawa. Senators, they'll say that Brady Tkachuk, as a captain, just gets it. And this is before the game. Saw a young fellow with a Brady Tkachuk jersey on, get some help from a buddy of mine, Ian Cox, an assistant equipment manager, signs his stick, and he gives it to the young fan, and greatly appreciated. You always hear, Kevin, that he always has time for the fans, and they certainly love that from number 7.
Yeah, he learned that from his dad, Walt, no doubt. And he's in warm-up there, Dan, too, so he's aware, he's paying attention while getting himself ready for the game. Yeah, you're right, he's one of the good ones.
How much are those sticks worth now?
Oh, they got to be close to 5 now, don't they?
I still, my last purchase was a Sherwood 50-30. It was $15 as Forsberg stops the play, but it is good to see players do things like that. So the Jets unable to score, 0 for 4 in the power play, the 2-man advantage for a bit. Still 1-0. Claude Giroux scored in period 1.
Yeah, speaking of good leaders, there's a pretty darn good one there for you as well. In his first year as the captain of this franchise, Adam Lowry, another guy that has been asked a lot to be doing appearances so far through training camp, even before training camp started, and it was always yes with a smile. How can I help? He's excellent to his teammates, to the people, to the children. They've got a good one on their hands as well here in Winnipeg.
It'll be fun when they introduce the Jets on opening day here on the 14th to hear the reaction that Adam gets when he's announced as captain. Scheifele, good hit on Greg as he rubbed him out along the boards. Morrissey will swing back for it. Hellebuyck tells him to wheel. He gives it to Dylan DeMello, and away they go. Scheifele angled it past Sanderson, but Zub was there for the Senators. 86 points for Ottawa last year. Unable to make the playoffs for the 6th straight season. He touched on in the pregame. Scheifele finds an opening and drags it over the blue line, but Senators aren't making it easy on him tonight. The pass got away from DeMello. Scheifele is there to grab it. Turns around, moves it for Velarde. Mark Scheifele last year, of course, a career high with 42 goals. That pass just off the toe of his stick. Zub, chip play for Sanderson. Pushed along further for Schmeichel. Kept in by Sandberg, but Schmeichel is able to poke that out, make that Chartier.
There is no easy ice right now. The Senators are making it extremely hard for the Jets to look fast and to be clean with the puck. You talk about being hard to play against. Well, the Senators' version of hard to play against is speed and smother. They are not giving up free ice anywhere.
You see it there as Niederreiter almost in trouble with that puck. He had nowhere to go. Perfetti swallowed up by Sanderson. The pass for Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk gets right in, and the stick ripped out of his hand as Hellebuck went down, and it's grabbed there by Perfetti. But yes, they are hungry for loose pucks tonight, those Senators.
And it's not just the speed to force the turnovers, but it's the transition to do something with it, where they're good defensively and then they're dangerous offensively all in the same shift.
I have follow, blocked by Hamonic. Got it back, centered it. Niederreiter couldn't knock it down. He has it now, though. Perfetti drags it on the goal line to the front of the net with that pass intended for Iafallo. Niederreiter to the front is Cole Perfetti. A battle behind the goal. 8.5 left in the second period. Perfetti, Giroux pushed him to the ice. Stützle reached, but backing out that time was Brendan Dillon, so it comes to center. Pounded right back in by DeMello. And we get a stoppage in play. 1-0 Ottawa. Claude Giroux, the only goal so far here at Canada Life Centre.
Fast only works if all 4 or 5 guys on the ice are playing fast at the same time, and that's an example, and we've got many of them from the Ottawa Senators. On the forecheck, there's 2, 3 layers. Same thing defensively. They hound you, they pressure you. 1, 2, 3 layers. Work Chartier just won't stop. You can see the rash of white jerseys coming at the Jets, whether they have the puck or they don't. And the faster team tonight so far has been the team that's in the lead. The Senators, as a group of 5, are organized. They're on the same page, and they are dictating play because they are fast to a man.
They will open the regular season at Carolina on October the 11th. Of course, the Jets will be in Calgary on that same day. Calgary Flames announcing in the city of Calgary that a new building is going to be in the works there as it's carried up by Brendan Dillon. He'll go after it. He stood up by Shabbat. Chychrun. Dillon got a piece of it with his stick. Pionk fishes it back to the corner. Vladislav Nemestikov had it taken away and shoved back to the neutral zone. Eased in by Dillon. Defensive pair change for Winnipeg. Outlet pass to Shabbat. Effortless skater. Takes it into the zone. Shabbat fanned on it. He keeps going. Pushed it into the corner, and a light bump there as his momentum took him right into Hellebuck. The pass onto the stick of Appleton. Mason Appleton on a breakaway. Right in. Stopped by Forsberg. Well, you knew Appleton had the wheels to get himself a clear-cut breakaway, but just could not finish. 5 goals in 41 games for Appleton last year. Excellent opportunity that time, and almost another partial break at least for Lowry, but he couldn't knock the pass down. Chip into the zone there by Stützle. Feed to center. Appleton again. Barron, Zub reaching. Trying to ward him off. Thrown to the net. Off Lowry. Forsberg is down. Sanderson is sitting at the goal line. A big pile up in the blue ice. The Jets still can't score.
Well, your third line, your checking line, needs to look a lot like they did in this last shift. And going to the net, making it hard to play against physically. Puck to the net, 2 bodies to the net, and big bodies as Lowry lowers the shoulder, and everybody in the blue paint. And earlier, offense from good defense. That's that sense of anticipation from Mason Appleton, who had opportunities earlier to shoot the puck, chose not to. Well, he does here with the breakaway, well earned. Picks it off in his own zone up the ice for free.
Forsberg takes a breath. Scheifele against Kastelik. Scheifele steps through and gets hold of it. Velarde went down. Did well to haul that in from a seated position. Connor unable to reach the puck. Schmeichel will drag it to center. That's going to be offside as one of the Senators, Kelly, went spinning over the blue line ahead of the play.
Well, here's the matchup that you want. You've got the 4th line on the ice for the Senators. You got your top line with Velarde, Scheifele, and Connor on. So you have to take full advantage. The number one thing is winning a face-off. You don't want to let the game go to the wall. You want to use your assets, and that's that speed and vision that Scheifele and Kyle Connor have together. DJ Smith more than happy, though, to keep Kastelik, that fourth line, out, as they've had some quality shifts against the top two lines for the Jets tonight.
Feet ahead, Connor finds the trailer. Mark Scheifele to the net, tipped by Velarde. What a good pass by Connor to find Scheifele as the late man. Kastelik. Connor stepped in front of him, trying to keep it in, and he does. Down to Velarde. Gabriel Velarde. Kyle Connor hops on that loose puck, turning away as Kastelik took a run at him. Battle for the puck. Connor on it for now. Connor still with it. Brandstrom trying to impede his progress. Sent back to the blue line. Pionk. Connor went off his stick. Scheifele checked by Hamonic right to the front of the goal. But Smejkal is able to take a pass and loft that down the ice. Quick change there by both teams. Up ahead, Scheifele still on. Leaves it for Nino. Niederreiter, net drive by Afalo. Shot blocked by Hamonic. Hamonic, the former Flame, Canuck, and Islander, put it to the corner. Comes in his direction again. Iafallo sent it up. Morrissey in there. Wraparound attempt, no, but Iafallo gets it back. DeMello, his pass. Perfetti wrists it through. Knocked away by Forsberg as the Jets look to press for the game's tying goal, but Brandstrom will relieve the pressure. DeMello gets back there. The Senators with a much-needed change. Long pass. Chychrun directs it right back in. DeMello, 27 points last year, into the zone. 50 moves, sets it up. Perfetti, a swing and a miss, but he's able to get the puck back. That was cut off by Stützle. Here's Tarasenko, and Tkachuk gets the pass. Tarasenko in front, off the skate of Pionk, though. Jets try to turn it back in a hurry. Niederreiter, good back-checking there by Chabot as they tangle. Taken away by Chychrun. Stützle to his left, gives him the puck. Into the zone with 4.5 left in this second period. Chychrun shoots it. Penalty coming up to the Jets as Hellebuck makes the stop. Dillon touches and the whistle blows. When we come back, the second power play of the night for Ottawa. They lead it 1-0.
And it's against Chabot. And notice how Chabot gets body position early, but you kind of wonder, could it have been a hold either way, or maybe a non-call? It's up for you to decide at home, but regardless, it's a holding against Niederreiter, the first power play of the game for the Senators. They didn't get a shot on net. They'll try here again and look to change that.
Shots 12-4 Winnipeg in this second period. Short-handed now. Stützle took that drive. May have been impeded somewhat by Kupari. Puck held at the line by Chabot. Stützle to Giroux. He has the game's goal. Chabot, Stützle fires it. Big rebound, and Dillon backhands it out of the zone. Winnipeg with Barron and Kupari up front, Brendan Dillon and Dylan DeMello to start the penalty kill on defense, and Stützle will haul that one in. Finds his way over the blue line. Giroux gives it back to him. The pass intended for Kubalik. It hops up, gloved down by Tkachuk. And Chabot now. Stützle takes a return feed. Open at the dot as Tkachuk. Shot comes through. Buck loose in front. Hellebuck with a keen eye on it. It's batted down the ice. And the Jets will get a four-man change, and the Senators with new personnel as well.
Well, that's the deal between goaltender and defense usually. I'll make the first one. Don't make me have to stop the second one. And Hellebuck with a couple of good saves, but a good job clearing the zone, clearing the net from the deep.
Stützle weaves his way in, and Lowry had a beat on that puck, but it did find its way to Sanderson. Now the pass to the far boards for Josh Bailey. Put it behind the net. Tarasenko, and it's Sanderson at the blue line. To Tarasenko, return feed. Bailey with some room. Centering pass, tipped wide by Chychrun. Didn't get much on it. Smejkal got it back. Josh Bailey again. Snap shot, Sanderson. That block shot gets to the boards with under 3 to go here in the second period. Kept in neatly by Tarasenko. Chychrun. Sanderson finds Chychrun one more time. The shot through, fought off by Hellebuck. Whacked at by Pionk. Under 10 left in the Niederreiter minor. Another penalty coming up to Winnipeg. That's a shot by Sanderson. Good stuff by Hellebuck. And a drive, and they score. Bailey turns and fires and makes it 2-0 Ottawa.
Well, it was a delayed penalty coming to the Jets for a hold as they were battling to get the puck out, just couldn't do that. And Josh Bailey, the veteran of over 1,000 games, 15 years with the New York Islanders, a player tryout, he does a good job. He is the one that jars the puck loose, gets out into open ice, spins and fires. And as the power play expired, the Senators score their second goal.
Bailey's first of the preseason. He had 8 goals last year in 64 games. This comes with 2:34 to go in the second. And it'll be another power play for Winnipeg because, as Kevin mentioned, or for Ottawa, Kevin mentioned that goal went in on a delayed penalty, so it's Pionk.
Josh Bailey has history with DJ Smith back in the Windsor Spitfire days. It's going way back when DJ Smith was an assistant coach. Josh Bailey was a player, of course. And when you earn trust from a coach, they don't forget. And here you are down 15 or so years down the road, and Bailey has another opportunity to play for his junior coach.
So they're getting things squared away at the timekeeper's bench. Giroux with the first goal at 16:58 of the first, and now Bailey at 17:26. And so they're trying to figure out if the previous penalty to Niederreiter, I believe it was, had expired or not. So they'll get that squared away and we'll be back underway. Winnipeg with a few more opportunities in the second period, but Niederreiter and the Jets find themselves down 2, and we will be 5 skaters aside. It is ruled. Riley Braceau, Chris Schlenker, the refs tonight.
The previous penalty had expired at 2:34. Therefore, the next penalty does not go into the box. The teams will play 5-on-5.
And that's the way I saw it too. I thought the penalty had expired just, so that delayed penalty cancels because of the goal. They got it right. They took their time, and Jets down by 2, but they'll play even strength. 2:34 remains in the second.
So that goal, Bailey from Sanderson and Chychrun. Sanderson with a couple of assists in this game. 2-0 Ottawa as Shifley gets back after it. Kelly hounding him for the puck. Chopped that by Gabriel Velarde. Chartier in there. Joseph read the play smartly. Onto the stick of Morrissey. Chartier turning. Comes out, shoots it off the stick and over the glass.
Well, a push here. I thought that the Jets did a nice job getting back into this game as they weathered the storm. They had some opportunities, and now Hellebuck has got lots of action in front of them. And it's the perfect type of preseason game, the last one, where you're going to play against a team that's fast. This is a team we've talked about all night that really come at you in waves. And the Senators, Jets by far having their most difficult test in this preseason, down by a couple of goals.
Schmeichel and Lowry, and it's Schmeichel who wins the draw. Shot tipped wide by Kastelik. The pressure there from Appleton with a terrific opportunity in the breakaway earlier that would have tied the game at 1. Kubalik wins the battle. Kastelik. Shabbat reads a play and gets to it for the Senators. Back to Chychrun. Had to move it because Appleton was tracking him rather quickly, and that pass goes past Lowry. And all the way down, and it makes it for icing with 1:37 to go in the second.
Well, I mentioned earlier how it's exactly what you want, where you want to be tested, and it gives you an opportunity, if you're the Jets, to look at some video, to try to make some in-game changes, and then it gives you the, oh, right, this game's a lot quicker than it has been in these first few preseason games, so it gives you a chance to prepare for when it becomes real here in about another week.
Tkachuk took it behind the netting. Brace for the bump. Low shot, Zub right on, big rebound. Giroux, smart pass to Tkachuk. His shot off the post after it grazed Hellebuck. How about that tee up there by Giroux? And almost 3-0, but Hellebuck helps keep that puck out along with the goalpost. Sanderson took a pass from Forsberg. On lead feed, hauled in by Tkachuk. Looking for Stützle. Tkachuk overskated it just enough. Sanderson to Giroux off his stick and out of the zone. Zub receives it. Knocks it in. Stützle, forechecking. Hellebuck played it wisely to Brendan Dillon. Now Perfetti just lobbed that toward the blue line. Jets trying to find their stride. Hamonic wrists it around the boards. Morrissey to Perfetti, weaving with it. Perfetti back to Morrissey, wristed it to the goal and hit a body in front. Swing and a miss by Iafallo. Puck comes loose with a half minute to go. Checked by Greg as he knocked Perfetti to the ice. And now Hamonic. Long pass by Joseph, a bank feed to Tarasenko. He bobbled it, centered it, and Greg almost with the tap in that time. Now Morrissey with time becoming a factor. Picks his way to the line. Knocked away from him. So delayed offside. And this second period will come to a close. Just the one goal. Josh Bailey is 6 from Sanderson. And Chychrun at 17:26 of period number 2.
Well, the Jets had their opportunities on the power play. 4 power plays, 4 shots in total. But it was the Senators that just wouldn't go away, and that's kind of the book on this team. They're fast, they're tenacious, and they come at you in waves. Through 40 minutes, they've doubled up on their lead now, 2-0.
Shots through 2 periods of play, 19-17 in favor of the Senators. Again, Giroux and Bailey. So far, the goal scorers. John Liu with lots ahead in the second intermission. You're watching the Jets and the Senators on TSN. Trying to catch on with these Ottawa Senators. Sanderson his second point, and Chychrun an assist as well. Ottawa outshot Winnipeg 9-0 in the last 4.5 minutes of play here at Canada Life Center. And there is Josh Bailey. And you know what? He's 34, Kevin. When I went to check it, I thought he must be 37. He's been around forever and a day, but it is, like you said, one of those guys you always identify with one franchise. He was with the Islanders for so long.
Yeah, and they're giving him a good look here, aren't they, in Ottawa? You know what, a young team that's pushing for a playoff spot. Can they use another veteran that's been there, done that? They've got Claude Giroux. Josh Bailey maybe wouldn't hurt as well.
Jets could use a goal to state the obvious, but it's Giroux hopping on it. Backhander stop, and he gets the rebound. Sanderson faked the shot. Down for Giroux. Shoved there by Dylan DeMello, and Shifley comes over. Nice read on the play to get to that loose puck. Puck still bouncing, and it is Shifley looking for open ice. Made the pass to Morrissey, and the Jets will get it out of the zone. The pass intended for Velarde. Kicked at and snapped through the air by Morrissey. Pass up ahead for Brady Tkachuk. Career highs, Kevin talked about it early. At 35 goals, 83 points last year, 126 minutes in penalties for the Senators captain. Perfetti takes the feed and eases that in behind the goal. Forsberg shoots it around. Pionk got up there. Joseph there for the Senators. Greg will leave it. Joseph between a pair of Jets. And there's a penalty coming up, probably of the slashing variety. Hook it's going to be. Either way, Ottawa to the power play.
'62 Winnipeg has a minor penalty for hooking.
4 power plays in this game so far for the Jets, and now this will be the 4th power play for the Senators. It's the second penalty Niederreiter has taken in this game, and he gets the stick underneath the arms. A light call, in my opinion. Nonetheless, I don't get the final say. Senators to the power play again.
4 shots so far, their man advantages. That was tipped wide off that point. Shot by Chabot. The Jets are able to clear it. Chabot, Kubalik, Tkachuk, Giroux, and Stützle for Ottawa. Dillon and DeMello are the defensemen. Lowry and Appleton are up front for Winnipeg. Now Kubalik leaves it. Stützle, his pass off the stick of Lowry, pokes it ahead. Appleton was hoping it would come to him. Appleton had a second period breakaway. Stützle looking for a penalty there as he spun around at center. Lowry cautious with it. Adam Lowry dumps it off, and now Barron just on the ice. He'll work it back. Winnipeg killing a little bit of extra time, and all the way down the ice it goes. Chabot, 11 goals last season, lugs it into the zone, met by Sandberg, got it back to Chychrun. Pass off the stick of Barron, but it's Schmeichel with a shot. He whipped that one wide. Chabot, Chychrun. Now Tarasenko up top for Jacob Chychrun. Tarasenko is a lethal wrist shot, and he hit a teammate Schmeichel with it. Bounces right back to Tarasenko. 45 left in the penalty. Sanderson loading up again. Tarasenko, goal line pass, and the shot off the quick pass taken there by Stützle. Didn't get a lot on it. Now Barron will grab that and come up the ice. Morgan Barron, short-handed. Checked by Tarasenko. Couldn't take it to the net, but he hangs onto it. Now he's rubbed out and goes down. Tangle up in the corner between Tarasenko and Pionk. They break it up, and Sandberg is there, and he'll lift that down the ice. Sanderson as the Jets get some fresh players on one more time. Back for Brandstrom. Offside, Ottawa.
39 goals last year in a breakout season for Tim Stützle, and watch the set play where everything gets sorted out, slowed down. There's the bumper. You get it up high and you wait. Here's the set play from half wall to the goal line to the bumper, and Stützle gets the shot off that he wants. Hellebuck equal to the task, and that's just too much space, too much time for a near 40 goal scorer in that slot area.
Alexis Lafreniere went first in 2020, then Quentin Byfield, and then Stützle at number 3, and obviously a long way to go in the careers of all those guys, but Stützle looking like a pretty good pick right now. So the penalty to Niederreiter has expired, his second of the night. One shot that time for Ottawa. Long lead pass off a stick, and it flies way over the glass. 2-0 Ottawa.
Well, 2020 was a good year for the franchise, for the Senators, as they've got some game changers. And Tim Stützle, we talked about it, the 3rd overall pick, his season last year, 90 points in that same draft. Jake Sanderson, who just signed an 8-year, $64 million and change deal. He's going to be around for a long time and be a key component. And Ridley Gregg, the former Brandon Wheat King, is part of that draft as well. Pierre Dorion done such a good job with his staff building patiently through the years. 6 years without a playoff berth, and they're looking to change all of that.
You mentioned Greg being in Brandon Wheat King. Anytime a Wheat King plays, our producer Kevin Pratt, who's from Brandon, reminds us of that. Good stuff, Kevin, as Connor comes in over the line. Shifley to the corner, all the way back for Josh Morrissey. Jets looking for some offense. DeMello, now the pass came from Velarde. It didn't quite work. That was Shifley, pardon me. Now Velarde there for Winnipeg. He'll put it behind the goal. Hamonic leaning on Shifley. They fight for it. Connor. As Bailey got over there. Bailey got the second Ottawa goal in the second period. Shifley to the point. Morrissey trying to step around Kubalik. He kept it onside. Backhand feed. Shifley will let it go to the boards, and the pass came out of the zone.
Yeah, you can see how that aggressive penalty kill can make a power play uncomfortable. There's just no time, so it has to be simple and crisp. No time to hang on to the puck, and the Jets' power play looks a little uncomfortable throughout the game.
Brendan Dillon to the corner for Dylan DeMello. Felt a little pressure coming from Greg. Shifley, take the take to Brendan Dillon. Crossing is Kyle Connor. Takes the pass. Shoots it. That's blocked. It's been tough at times, too, for Ottawa to get pucks through to Forsberg, who stopped all 19 that he's had to deal with. Tarasenko went down. It's going to be a tripping call against Pionk, who takes exception to Greg coming after him. So it's been a run of consecutive power plays for both teams in this game, and Ottawa's going to have another one in a moment.
Yeah, a trip to Pionk against Tarasenko, where he's poke checking at the puck, I believe. It's just tight up against the boards right in front of me, and he gets a piece of Tarasenko's skate, I believe, right there, you bet. Down Tarasenko goes, arm goes up, and this is the 5th power play. 4 shots through 4 power plays so far for the Senators. Little extracurricular after that. Ridley Gregg, a guy that plays a tenacious style sandpaper game, gets right into Pionk's face.
So Tkachuk to take the draw against Lowry, the 2 captains. Tkachuk draws it back. Thomas Chabot. Stützle cross ice off a skate, and watch out over there at the Winnipeg bench as it goes over the boards. So the Senators go a long way to putting this one to bed if they can score here in the power play, up 2-0 already.
You know, it doesn't surprise me, Dan, for the Jets to have taken 4 penalties so far through the game. When you're off and you're not moving the puck as quickly as you want to, then your game slows automatically. So now you're chasing the game a little bit, you're out of position, and that's when you start taking penalties. You're reaching, you maybe don't have the body position you normally would have if you're playing fast.
Chabot blistered that one off the goalpost. You can hear that one all the way in Brandon. Stutzla back on it. Almost 3-0. Kubalik will find it along the boards with pressure from Dillon. Stutzla will stop and go against Kupari. Behind the goal, Tkachuk drifting in as Kubalik. Tkachuk hangs onto it. Now the pass. Gets all the way through to Stutzla. Only man at the blue line is Chabot. Stutzla, they try and tee it up on the pass from Giroux, and up ahead is Lowry. It's going to be Kupari racing back Kubalik. Rasmus Kupari driven to the side boards, but he'll kill a little more time. Lowry battling against a pair of Senators, and he comes away with the puck for a moment. Tkachuk lost his stick. He'll retrieve it as Stutzla will slow things down.
Such a good penalty kill specialist, Adam Lowry is. Last penalty kill, he got the puck at his own blue line and held it for about 20 seconds, and he's killing time up ice on this one. He's on the body, separates the man from the puck, forces the Senators to regroup as 5.
Tarasenko kicks it into gear and gets that into the zone. 66 career power play goals for Tarasenko, but it's Barron. He lost the handle, but he was able to drag it out. Half a minute to go in the penalty to Pionk. Just under 14 left in regulation here in Winnipeg. Sanderson unable to get enough of it. Now Appleton will turn and snap that the distance. I think back to last year, that was one of the strong points of the Jets. Very good penalty kill. A lot of forwards especially, they could rotate out there at any given time. Looks like the same thing this year for Winnipeg coming up as it's dumped in by Chychrun. DeMello, a wobbling puck off the boards. Nemesnikov will reel it in. Penalty is over. No shots that time for the Senators. They get the puck back, and in flight is Parker Kelly. Hits the Jets blue line. Kelly to the outside, and a big hit by Dillon as he rattles him into the boards. Chabot pinches. Chopped that there by Velarde. The puck skipping around. Velarde ends up with it. One of the Senators wiped out. It was Chabot. Pass ahead as Nemesnikov crept in behind. Velarde with a bump that time. Joseph checked to see who it was. Velarde is cross-checked on the play by Kelly lightly, but he sent a little message, and there's a slashing penalty coming up. Still 2-0 Ottawa. You're watching the Jets and Senators on TSN.
So the Senators' 5th power play of this game. It's Velarde in the neutral zone, left of your screen, who makes the hit on Joseph, who falls into Nemesnikov, who's down and has a little tap at the end of the play, and that, after all of that, is the penalty. It's the slash from Nemesnikov. 5th power play of this game for the Senators. Pick your poison.
5 shots, 4 power plays for Ottawa. That time it's pulled back by Kupari, and kind of flubbing on it that time was Dillon, but it did have enough momentum in the end as Barron helped that one get out for Winnipeg. Chabot will creep back for it. Stutzla curls to his left. Stutzla. Giroux cross behind him as Kubalik now. He'll work it back. Chabot to the captain Tkachuk. Thomas Chabot. Tkachuk, slot pass. Giroux gave it back. Good feed. Kubalik, nice stop there by Hellebuyck. His best of the game by far. He got to the spot in time, made a terrific save. There's a drive and another stop. A stick save that time, and shut down the ice by Dylan DeMello. What a save by Connor Hellebuyck.
Oh, absolutely. If you have to push from post to post, that's a pass that you do not want to allow. Needless to say, anything through the gut of the ice is so difficult for your goaltender to set. Hellebuyck says it's not, as he makes the best save of the game.
Penalty to Nemesnikov halfway over. Drop pass for Bailey. Wasn't ready for it, but he'll adjust as the second unit, partially anyway, gets out there for Ottawa. And that pass by Schmeichel off a stick and in deep. Tarasenko will grab it. Has some room to maneuver. Glad Tarasenko to the line. Dag will dump in. Sandberg reels it in. Moved it down the ice. Lowry's going to peel off as Sanderson retreats with half a minute left in the penalty. 1 goal in each of the first 2 periods. Chychrun now. He's cautious with it. Lost the handle. Scheifele turns. Doesn't get enough on it. Jake Sanderson walks it. Glove stopped by Connor Hellebuyck. Another terrific save.
Connor Hellebuyck is all over the place here in this shift. He's been excellent when called upon. And this last one, a little giveaway into the slot. That's not good. And hockey card save from Hellebuyck. Earlier in the shift on the power play, a seam pass. Hard and flat one-timer. Hellebuyck, nope. Gets the first one, gets the second one. And because of number 37, this game is still just a 2-goal game.
Still a bit of time left in the Ottawa power play. Stutzla took the pass, diagonal feed, got it through. Chabot, big windup, tipped in front by Tkachuk. And with 11 left in the third, Hellebuyck freezes it again.
One of the things I noticed last shift, Dan, just going back, Rasmus Kupari took it hard from Brady Tkachuk right off of the face-off that led to those two saves that we just showed you. And after Kupari got up off of the ice, he went right back to Brady Tkachuk and give it to him himself. It's a little thing, but for me, it's a big thing. It shows me that the guy's a competitor. He's not going to shy away. Contact isn't going to make him change his game. So the young guy that comes over in that 3-player trade for Dubois coming from LA, he's going to start on the 4th line, but with time, I wouldn't be surprised as he pushes for more time up the lineup.
That's the first thing he said to me when I talked to him earlier in camp. He said, yeah, I'm going to start in the 4th, but I want to climb the ladder.
55 Winnipeg has a minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Which you would expect. So things go from bad to worse numerically for the Jets. They'll be down 2 men just for 3 seconds, though.
It's been a parade to the penalty box, hasn't it?
Certainly has.
6th power play for the Senators. Jets have had 4 of their own.
So Chabot directs traffic. Watch Shifley talking with Devenberg, the linesman, right there.
Yeah, he was pleading his case about the drop puck on the face-off. So much there.
Crossing of the wires, out of the box and on the puck. Nemesnikov, Lowry out front. Nemesnikov hanging on, looking for Lowry. Kicked the shot away, and then he passed it. It hit Stutzla, went out of the zone. A series of almosts right there for Winnipeg. Nemesnikov just slings that off the boards. The Senators still in the power play. Strong penalty killing here by Adam Lowry. And that's going to be an offside against the Jets.
Boy, 5 shorthanded points last year from the captain, Lowry. 3 of those were goals. He's been so good on the penalty kill for so many years for this team, and so strong on the puck as well. And see right there, a sense of anticipation right when the penalty expires. Nemesnikov on cue, and then you just run out of real estate. The backtrack from the Senators, give them full credit, and the Jets just run out of time and space.
40 seconds gone on the Shifley penalty. It seems like Senators have been on the power play for much of the second half of the game. Centering pass, Sam Bird. Conley takes it, sends it off the board. Giroux kept it in. Pass as Tkachuk tried to stop it, and it's whistled to the line. Kupari in flight. He tried to cut, but he lost the puck as Tkachuk runs him over right down there in front of Kevin. But Tkachuk, he's been known to get his nose dirty, just to state the obvious. That's how he thrives. He's right in the middle of it again.
He'll test you, no doubt about it. He's among the league leaders every year and hits, finish checks, fights. And you know what, though? I said it earlier. Kupari isn't going to shy away. He passed the first test, and there's another hit, but he's going to get right back up and get right in your face. Now, that's a mismatch, no doubt about it. But here's the play earlier. Kupari goes down from a cross-check from Tkachuk, and he comes back and says, hey, no freebies for me, buddy. I like it.
Good to see a little grit from Kupari. Now the pass for Iafallo. He protects against Sanderson. And the puck pops loose, and it's Bailey away with it. Bailey finding Tarasenko. He wobbles that into the corner. Centering pass, and Chychrun scores. Jacob Chychrun off a nice feed, teed it up in the slot. Power play goal makes it 3-0 Ottawa.
Zero chance for Hellebuyck on this one. On the power play, it's Chychrun, the D-man, that reads the play and gets up to the slide area, and just watch how fast this puck comes off of Chychrun's stick. It's a nice little simple entry, right? So you got Tarasenko that plows the way through, and Josh Bailey is going to pick up his second point of this game. Perfect pass and an even better shot. Barn down from Chychrun. Senators up now 3.
So Chychrun with 9 goals last year in 48 games in a perfect spot. Teed up there by Bailey, as Kevin said, and it is 3-0. Giroux, Bailey, and Chychrun. Look at that threesome on defenseman. You see the young veteran in Chabot, Sanderson, and Chychrun. Looking pretty good for Ottawa. Brandstrom, make an outlet pass. Long feet ahead, intended for Joseph. He has to wait for the puck. Hellebuck will tee it up. Speaking of young defensemen, if you're just joining us, Willie Heinola left the game early with what looked like an ankle injury. His foot buckled underneath him in the corner.
Heartbreaking, heartbreaking. There was nothing more that Heinola could have done up to that shift through training camp to vie for a spot on the opening night roster, and that's just devastating for him. Perfetti to Sandberg. Open is DeMello.
That was handled awkwardly by Niederreiter. Sandberg comes along to keep it moving. Niederreiter checked by Zoo. Kastelik got a stick on it. A lot of play in tight quarters there. Sanderson releasing the puck and floats that down. Perfect weight, not enough for icing. Sandberg will curl back, looking for a follow, but he could not get a stick on it. Chabot. Niederreiter gave him a shove as the Jets get the puck back. Being outshot 28-19. Down 3. Morrissey got better as this game's gone on. He puts it in behind the goal. Chychrun trying to stand in front of Lowry. Appleton pushes his man. A flying pass, but Brendan Dillon was not at that far point, so it went down. Lowry took the pass. Of a blind feed. No way that was getting through to Appleton, and it's worked right back into the zone. Jets will try again. Brendan Dillon over center red. That went off Kachuk and rolled down into the Jets' end of the ice.
Dan, there's been a lot of long breakout passes for the Jets. There's another one there out of their own zone where if that first pass isn't like a 10-12 foot pass to speed, you're probably passing into check. And that's what the Jets have been doing here far too much. Rink-wide passes. It's on their stick, off their stick, and feeding transition coming the other way.
Is part of that the Jets not supporting each other close enough all over the ice?
Yeah, I think it's twofold, where the faster you come back, the harder you come back into your own zone, you set yourself up to be in good position to go the other way in a breakout posture. I don't think that they've been fast either way up or down the ice, and as a result, they're far, far away from each other.
Gustafsson took the pass, trying to get it through. That'll pop out to center. Rick Bowness talking about that sort of thing with us tonight. Plays starting by killing plays in your own end. This morning, I should say, that killing those plays and moving forward from there. Trying to play fast all over the ice. Easier said than done sometimes, as DeMello will move it up with 6:22 left now in regulation.
Now, in fairness to the Jets, though, it's a good wake-up call. They haven't had their group together. Like we mentioned earlier, some injuries. They've had some sickness go through the locker room. So this is a good wake-up call here for what's to come. The regular season, they're playing a fast team, and they've got to get organized. They're going to have a week to get all on the same page before the regular season starts October 11th in Calgary.
Another third period penalty for the Jets. Another power play for Ottawa when we come back.
Teams. This is the 7th power play for the Senators, and this frustration boiling over. We mentioned earlier a wake-up call for the Jets. Josh Morrissey out of character. What does Rick Bowness think of that? Yeah, not so much. What does Josh think of that? Maybe even less. He knows that that's not his best. This hasn't been the Jets' best so far. Chasing the game a bit, and the 7th power play already. Senators up by 3.
A little more practice on the penalty kill for Ottawa here for the Jets in their last preseason game. Big rebound off the long Chychrun shot. He has a goal. Kept it at the blue line. Barron looking to get a hold of it. DeMello makes a short pass, and Barron diving, unable to make contact. Tarasenko fanned on the pass. This time they'll get it out. Sanderson and Barron are over there. Barron digging in against Sanderson. One of a handful of Jets players whose dads played in the National Hockey League. Chychrun, one of them, he'll play it in behind the net. Hellebuck only got a piece of it. 5.5 to go in the third. Lowry knows they need a little offense, so instead of clearing, he'll drag it ahead. Can't get into the zone. Appleton weaving back. Sandberg. Lowry had Chychrun to deal with, so he redirected that one into Ottawa ice.
Maybe the area of the game for the Jets that needs the least amount of work is the penalty kill. It's a strength for sure. You mentioned how they were among the best in the league last year. It's the offensive side of the game where I think 5-on-5 they're going to want to sharpen things up. They haven't had much practice in this one.
Ottawa looking to get set on this power play. Cooley fanned on it to the net with the backhand pass by Tkachuk. Hellebuck will hang on.
Well, you know what? This will be good ammo in some ways, for lack of a better term, for Rick Bowness and his coaching staff, where you don't want to overreact. Listen, it's a preseason game. Yeah, you want to feel good coming out of this one, your first time having your full group together. But it's going to be some good, valuable video, some what not to do's, and then the Jets will take the time that they have, like I mentioned, to get back on the same page and get back to speed the way that this team needs to play.
DeMello moved that into the zone. Shabbat starts the play. Stützle had it knocked away by Gustafsson. Senators enter the zone now. The pass will eventually come around to Claude Giroux. Scored a nice goal on a breakaway to open the scoring. Kubalik off his glove and not out. Flag down by Dillon. Pushed it behind the net. Read smartly by Stützle. 5 seconds left in the Morrissey, Minor, Shabbat, Stützle. Stützle between a pair of Jets. Look at him dangle. And that's stopped by Hellebuck. Stützle showing a high level of skill right there as the penalty is over and finally gets out of the zone.
Wow, quick feet, quick hands, quick mind. Stützle around defenders and almost walks that one right into the blue paint.
3 shots on that Senators power play. Artem Zub flips it rink wide. Joseph up there, but it bounces nicely to Dylan Samberg. Samberg, Morrissey. Shifley again met by Zub. The time and space for the Jets has not been great tonight. As soon as they get pucked, Shifley hacking at Kelly, knocks him down and drops the gloves. So Shifley has had a frustrating third period, and it boils over right now. A hack on Parker Kelly.
It's Parker Kelly with a hit on Shifley, and right in front of me it's Claude Giroux and Adam Lowry talking about it's not a dirty hit. Lowry saying it's unnecessary, not needed at this stage of the game, and all it does is flare tempers, and certainly tempers flared for Mark Shifley. No doubt the Jets will be short after this one again.
3:25 left. Senators continue to lead it at Canada Life Centre.
Adam Lowry says it. There's no need for that, and there never is. This is a dangerous hit. It's a 3-0 game, exhibition game, and there's Parker Kelly raising up off of his feet, and he gets part of the Shifley's head with his shoulder. So Shifley, of course, frustrated, already frustrated. The slash and the gloves come off, but look at this second look. There's just no need. It's a dangerous hit, shoulder to head. Any game, playoffs, regular season, or preseason, there's no room for that. Shifley doesn't like it, and you can understand why for sure. The Jets and the Senators power play, or the penalties, will equalize, and they'll play 5-on-5.
We saw Cole Perfetti be on the wrong end of one of those hits against the Oilers, and yeah, you don't want to see them at any time, let alone the regular season, the preseason. You can see why Shifley was upset. Iafallo lobs it, and Niederreiter saw a similar play like that earlier tonight. He couldn't quite skate into that one. 3 minutes to go. Perfetti filling in at the point as Morrissey was up. Hamonic gets it back from Kastelic. They play catches. Shot stop by Hellebuck. Lost track of it just for a second, and yet another penalty coming up here. It's Kastelic and Iafallo were in behind the net. This time it's going to a Senator, and it is Kastelic.
You running out of ink up there, Dan? Writing down all these power plays?
Number 12,
running out of paper at least.
Penalty for high sticking.
Our statistician John Matheson he's on fire over there. He's got a cramp in that left hand as he's riding left, but it has been a steady stream. It's been a choppy game because of that.
Yeah, it really has. So is my math right? I believe this is the 12th power play scenario in the game, the 5th power play for the Jets. Senators have had 7. Yikes. So much for Prax and 5-on-5.
not been much of it as the game has worn on. This time the Jets looking to crack the code against Forsberg, and it's pushed back between the two defensemen. Perfetti and Morrissey are back there. Connor, Iafallo, and Velarde, the other Winnipeg Jets on this power play. Connor called for it. He'll dash toward the zone. Knocked away smartly by Hamonic. He's had a pretty good game tonight back here in his home province. Matthew Joseph, good stretch by Morrissey to poke that pass away as that one ricocheted back to Connor Hellebuck. Made two brilliant saves in this third period. Entering by himself, Connor pulled it in. Now Perfetti, pass to the corner. Velarde lets Giroux go by. Brandstrom snaps it off the boards. Good hustle by Kyle Connor. Backhand pass. Morrissey to Perfetti and back. A shot, glove save, Forsberg.
Well, it's been a good night for Forsberg and net. He hasn't been challenged consistently throughout the night. This one from range, a one-timer from Josh Morrissey on the power play. And look at the Senators, how good they've looked throughout the course of tonight. They look really good in the Maritimes against the Pittsburgh Penguins. All of this without Josh Norris, their second-line center, who's recovering from shoulder surgery. They're anticipating his return soon. And then, of course, Shane Pinto, who's slotted in to be the third-line center in a contract dispute. So a team that's only going to look better as they get their players back.
Morrissey, Cole Perfetti got it down to Lowry, and that pass intended for Velarde, but he just missed it. So they'll have to go back 200 feet to begin again.
And a team that wants to look faster and be faster in the Winnipeg Jets, of course, they're going to welcome Nikolai Ehlers back with open arms, as he'd be the fastest skater on this team. Word is that he could be close as well.
Mentioned Nate Schmidt. He's been skating and practicing in a regular jersey, but he was hurt in the first preseason game against Edmonton and hasn't been able to play since then. So half a minute to go in the penalty to Kastelik, and 90 seconds to go in the game. 70 seconds, 20 seconds off. Here comes Nemesnikov. Now Kupari dashing, leaving it for Niederreiter, for Rasmus Kupari. He has some room over there. It's swung around to Lowry. Some power play time. Pionk, there's a shot right on. And Kupari looks to the Canada Life Center roof. Frustrated he couldn't find a spot.
Well, that's kind of been the theme of the game for the Jets tonight, is frustration. But Rick Bowness will allow his team, I'm sure, to feel that tonight. But it'll be a new day tomorrow, whether they take a day off. When they get back to work, it's going to be fresh and get back to the way we want to look. This will be a game that they'll learn from for sure. By far their biggest test.
Timeout, Winnipeg.
In the preseason so far. They'll go to work and make some adjustments.
So Rick Bowness calling a timeout. A little more practice again on the power play, but just 6 seconds to go in it. That's Brad Lauer.
You know, in some ways, you could look at this game and be like, wow, it was a bit of a disaster where the Jets didn't look even close to the way they should. But sometimes you might be surprised about how little of an adjustment it takes to fix a lot of other things. For me, it's about getting out of your own zone cleaner. And to do that, you have to be quicker coming back, like we mentioned earlier. A quick first pass can change a lot. Now you're coming with numbers. You suddenly look fast because you have support through the neutral zone, and now you're playing more offense than defending. So a couple adjustments and things could look very different.
Forsberg has stopped all 21 he's seen tonight. Chartier and Rasmus Kupari facing off as we near the end of this one. Swept back to Morrissey. Pionk, diagonal feed. He got it through. That lift shot just missed from Connor. Penalty is over. Back to 5. Skaters aside. Iafallo drilled it to the net. He gets it back. Serves it for Connor. Morrissey. Pionk shoots it. And I'm not sure if it was Hamonic or Kastelik, but one of them blocked it. You're paying the price here. Kicked up by Kastelik, and it goes out of the zone. Connor. Oh, nice dangle to get through. And that is headed toward the empty net. And it's going to be icing with 11.5 to go.
I like that Rick Bowness called a timeout, allowed Brad Lauer to drop a play. It's about practicing things you don't get to practice very often. Goaltender out, 5-on-6 or 6-on-5 scenario. And just another opportunity to work something out.
6 skaters out for Winnipeg as they try to get that elusive goal against Forsberg. Did a lot of travel the last few days for the Ottawa Senators, but didn't show any fatigue tonight. They beat the Jets by a score of 3-0.
Sometimes it's more fatiguing to chase the game, and that's what has happened for most of the game tonight for the Winnipeg Jets. They were the slower of the two teams. Give a lot of credit to the Senators. They put up 3. They were excellent in front of their goaltender. Forsberg was good when he needed to be, and the Senators will take this win into their last preseason game against the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday night, as the Jets will look forward to the regular season starting in just under a week.
So for what it's worth, the Jets fall to 2-4-1 in the preseason, and Ottawa improves to 6-1. Claude Giroux, Josh Bailey, and Jacob Chychrun with the goals, and Forsberg stopping all 21 that he's seen. You're always going to celebrate a shutout, whether it's in the preseason or regular season. And there you see that final score. The shots 33-21 in favor of Ottawa. Both teams lots of opportunity in the power play, but 3 5-on-5 goals were the difference. In the Senators viewing region, the next Ottawa game, their last preseason game, they will host the Montreal Canadiens, 7 Eastern, 8 o'clock Atlantic. And the Jets, their home opener, we'll have it for you here on TSN3 as the Stanley Cup finalists Florida Panthers will be in town. Note the start time will be on the air at 2:30 with that one. For Kevin Sawyer, John Liu, and the rest of our TSN crew, I'm Dan Robertson. Coming up, Sports Center with Darren Tishin and Jennifer Hedger. 3-0 Ottawa. Good night from Winnipeg.